Hello, thank you for being here with me, Tiger Lilith Tarot. This is going to be a full moon to new moon love reading for Pisces placements. Hi, Pisces. Happy May. Towards the end of May, almost happy June. We're going to take a look from the full moon to the new moon. This love reading is going to be a little bit different. We're going to look at skeletons in your closet when it comes to love, yours and the person on your mind. It doesn't have to be regarding this relationship. I'm doing this as a reading because, the full moon, full moon is meant to bring things to light, to shine a light on things. It's a buildup of energy, a collection of energy. We had a lunar eclipse with this full moon. So lunar eclipses tend to force something to the surface that we might not want to look at. It's like whether we want to or not. So skeletons in the closet. We're going to look at where those might be in love for you. I'm going to pull 3 cards for you, 3 for your person, and then I'm going to pull 3 for the connection to see what's just what needs to be dove into a little more, what needs to be looked at with finer detail in this connection that you might just be kind of walking around or surface talking about something. All right, so let's get started for Pisces placements. I'm going to start with tarot, then we'll clarify and end with an oracle card. Okay, so we have the Fool. So I'm getting a real naivete and youngness when it comes to love, justice. Yeah. I almost feel like there's a value of youth and naivete when it comes to the relationship itself. I'm getting a sense that there's almost an expectation that the universe is going to naturally balance things. If you stay in this Fool energy, the relationship will naturally balance. It's almost like you're like, okay, I just need my loyal companion on my side. Very hopeful, very wishful. The Fool is usually carrying, usually has a white rose symbolizing a purity. This one he's got, not sure what this is here on this card, but it's some sort of white and green plant symbolizing this kind of pure intentions, not listening to others' opinions, just being guided by your instincts alone, right? The Fool has everything he needs between his 2 ears and this little sack on the back of his bag and his loyal companion, and he's just going to walk right off this cliff and trust that you trust that the relationship will just be there. It's just going to happen. The balance is going to come in, because justice in a relationship reading for me is a symbolism of the relationship itself. The balance, the equal give and take, signing contracts, it is also what justice is linked to. So there's this feeling of you not really having to do anything for a relationship to come in. And then the 8 of Cups, it's almost like I'm getting the feeling here that being in a relationship, not necessarily, the 8 of Cups is getting rid of emotional baggage, but I feel like you walk away from things that you shouldn't be walking away from, because you've ceded a lot of control and power here. You're not, it's like you've given it all, you're giving it all to the universe, and you don't really have to play an active role. It's but you expect it to be there. All right, let's see for your person. We have the 2 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Could be really driven by your desire. I get that as well with the Fool. There might be a rushing into relationships, oh, the universe didn't bring the balance, I'm walking away, moving on to the next one. But I honestly do get more the sense that a relationship causes you to walk away from emotions. Period. It's kind of like it causes you to walk away from I'm getting the sense like you're walking away from all emotions, from the past. It's like you forget the past completely with something, when something new comes in. Okay. Oh, it's like forgetting your past, the past relationships. I feel like you don't take what you've learned from past relationships and use it in your new ones, and so you're constantly repeating this new this pattern of the fool jumping off the cliff, waiting for a relationship to come in, and then walk. But then you haven't learned the lessons from your past relationships, and so you end up having to walk away from what might have been, because you just kind of are like, oh no, the past didn't exist. There are no emotions from the past. Okay. 3 cards for person on Pisces mind, please. Skeletons in their closet. Okay. We have the 2 of Cups, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords came out. I immediately got like someone with a sharp tongue. They use sharp words. Someone whose words might cut through your emotions, or their words cut through emotions. Like the 2 of Cups is here. Like there's unity, but then, I get the feeling here with your person, the skeleton in their closet is that they have union, but then they forget their emotions and they focus on there's something about unity for your person bringing aha moments, clarity, mental clarity, when they feel like an emotional unity with someone, but then it's almost like that emotional unity that they feel causes them to detach from their emotions and go into their head, and they get a lot of mental clarity. But I feel like this person's, like, whoever this is, they're saying like their words have cut sharp before. Their words, I feel like they can kind of ignore emotion. That's what I'm getting here with the Ace of Swords and the 4 of Swords. It's almost like they're so overwhelmed by union that they need to pull back and meditate, and then they might just leave the like they pull back emotionally. Ace of Cups. I feel like this person has probably in the past, like they've sent mixed signals in a relationship, and I feel like they pull back before anything can really get started. Okay, let's see. 3 cards for this connection. Something that needs to be looked into further. One more, please. Just the one more. Okay. 10 of Cups, Princess of Swords, the High Priest. So the Princess of Swords, the Page of Swords, High Priest, 10 of Cups. Okay. We have almost all air and water energy out here. Just noting, Pisces, we've got, and the High Priest, Taurus. But aside from that, everything is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So you could be dealing with any one of those signs. Doesn't have to be, just the energies that are here. So Princess of Swords, the High Priest, the 10 of Cups. With the Princess, the Page of Swords. There's an idealism. Overall, I feel what needs to be brought to the surface is focus. It's It's like one or both of you aren't focused on this relationship, on this commitment, and on the happiness of this, with the Ten of Cups, the High Priest, and the Princess of Swords. And we have the Prince of Pentacles at the bottom, or the Knight of Pentacles. So lots of boundaries up right now, something very slow moving. We're going to clarify here and find out a little more, Pisces. There's a... It's almost like there's a connection that isn't being seen as... It's that this connection, one or both of you aren't making the connection that this is happiness and emotional bliss. I'm not sure who, though. Let's see. Let's see if we can find out with what else comes out. Okay, the Fool for Pisces placements. The Fool. Clarify the Fool, please. The words long run just popped into my head. I don't know what that means. Long run. The Fool with the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups again for you, Pisces. So, yeah, there's a lot of walking away from emotions. This is almost feeling like you, like a relationship is a signal for you to leave the past behind. It's almost like you need the, it's like you can't leave the past behind until you're in a new, not a new relationship, because the Fool is not committed. So it's like until you have a new prospect, is what it is more. Until you know what cliff you're jumping off of next, you're holding on to past emotions. But then it's like when you find a new interest, a new love interest maybe, then you make that jump off the cliff, and all those emotions, it's like they've gone away. But you need the relationship in order to like give you permission to let those emotions go. Justice. With the Five of Wands. There's competition in your relationships, though. There could be multiple energies involved. It does feel, like I said, like it felt like you just kind of expected the balance in the relationship to just appear. And maybe because of that, there's competition within the relationship because you might not have all the answers. You might not have all the information, not necessarily, and therefore you don't have all the answers. Because the Eight of Cups is very similar to the Moon card to me, in that you're walking towards a new spiritual journey. It's about going down this path, this new spiritual path. We have the full moon crescent moon behind. It's about taking that journey. But because you're on a spiritual journey, there is some confusion. There are things left behind in the material world. So it's almost like it's so weird. It almost feels like you forget. There's something you're not seeing in the material world in love. And so when you do enter into a relationship, or when it does seem like it's going to happen, there's competition. It turns into playful competition. But there's more than one energy here. There's lots of energies combating for this relationship. You've been involved maybe in complicated situations in the past with multiple people, possibly multiple partners. And that's something that's a skeleton in your closet. The Eight of Cups with the Four of Pentacles. You hold on to the past. You're conserving the past. But by doing this, you have boundaries up in the present moment. So you could also be conserving and reserving your finances, because the Eight of Cups is generally leaving some sort of material items behind to go on a spiritual journey. But the Four of Pentacles is kind of a hoarding mentality in its extreme. It's holding on, it's reserving. So there's almost this illusion of you in a relationship, it looks like you're leaving all of the past behind, but really you're holding on to some of it. But really you're reserving some of the past. You're keeping it with you. You're the Three of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. This could be someone that you worked with as well. Or you can maybe get into relationships at work. That have to do with your work. Okay, let's see. With the Two of Cups, for the person on Pisces mind. Two of Cups with death. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense to me. It feels like this person transforms emotions really quickly. The Two of Cups, it's almost like at the first sight of union, they want to make it different. This could be an anxiety reaction. Honestly, that's what it feels like, because this person resorts so much, they get so much in their head because of emotions. It's a bit of an anxiety response, moving away from the emotions so they could logic them out. Let's see, Ace of Swords, please. Why is the Ace of Swords here? Person on Pisces mind. Five of Cups. Yeah, see, this person, when they start feeling something, they go to logic, and those, the aha moments that they start to have trigger their past relationships, trigger something emotional from their past, and they become bitter, resentful, regretful, not seeing the love that's still there, concentrated and focused on what isn't there anymore, what leaves a bitter taste in their mouth now that was once pleasant. So this isn't this person is emotional, but it feels like they they get there through, they deal with their, like, they get there through logic. Four of Swords with the Seven of Wands. I feel like this person really fights for their free time and for their for their own meditation, for their own reserve, for their own pulling back, for their own perspective. This person's perspective is really important to them. The Seven of Wands came out to clarify the Four of Swords. It's like this, the Seven of Wands, the card of conviction, knowing what you know. And it's like this person needs that removal, that kind of meditation in nature, so that they could get back to what they know and feel convicted by it. All right, in the connection, the Princess of Swords. I was going to say, this connection could involve children more on your side, Pisces, I feel, than your person's. Princess of Swords with the Ace of Wands. There's a desire here, I think, a desire to explore and research one another more but your thoughts, not so much the physical aspect or the emotions. It's almost a desire to look into the thoughts here. I'm not going to take that, but it's funny, I was going to clarify the Hierophant, and he showed himself to me, but it just kind of fell out. We'll see if he comes out again. All right, let's clarify High Priest or the Hierophant. All right, the High Priest, number 5, with the Nine of Wands. The High Priest has to do with beliefs and values. I feel like that's what needs to be talked about here with the Princess of Swords, like those thoughts that need to be addressed, the desire to address those thoughts. One or both of yours belief systems or previous commitments have sent you down a very arduous path, and it's been a long, grueling journey. And I think there's something about both of you not being recognized for past commitments as well, for past efforts. 10 of Cups, please. With the Hanged Man. We have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. It's a potential here, just kind of sitting here. Lots of potential, but not moving. So the 10 of Cups with the Hanged Man here. It feels like there's been sacrifices in this connection for happiness that maybe need to be looked at. One or both of you, possibly you, Pisces, this Hangman is a card I tend to relate to you, but it's a water card. The Hanged Man here is putting yourself, trying to get a different perspective, looking at it from a different perspective. So I feel like there's been an attempt to look at happiness from a different perspective at all angles. There's a sacrifice that comes with the Hanged Man energy. There's a discomfort. So there's something not comfortable about this 10 of Cups as well. That's supposed to be very happy. All right, Pisces, we are going to take a look. Pull one card for you. One card for your person. One card for Pisces, please. A little more guidance to end the reading. This one wanted to come out. 18, radical honesty. To believe in the facade is to suffocate in the armor of alienation, self-defeat, and self-denial. Radical honesty. So there might be something that you need to be honest about in this connection, or just a skeleton in your closet could have to do with maybe not being completely forthcoming in a relationship. Okay, and for Pisces person, we have 31, intention. Lacking personal direction begets confusion and life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. 31, confusion. So I can see this with your person, because they let just the beginning of a unity send them into the past in these emotions. So it's like setting stronger intentions could possibly prevent that from happening. And on the bottom we have 33, sharing. There is giving and receiving in giving. Surrounding, so maybe surround yourself with friends, family, other people that you can share with, and that share with you as well. All right, Pisces, this is what I have for you. I hope it helped. I hope it resonated. Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on your next reading. Take care. Bye-bye.